I asked my mom once how she was able to stay in marriage with my dad, of course. They're still married, but that's a whole different podcast or recording. And she said, I stayed because of you children. My mom had six of us. And my mom really didn't have really like career or education per se, that even if she chose to leave when my dad was acting up, it can be, make sense. Like, we're gonna just be poor and struggle, and we will just like, not be in a good place as children. So she stayed, she suffered and endured. And today, beautiful flower as my mom was and is still, but it has really impacted in so many different ways staying in that long term marriage. And at the end of the day, my dad is still active up and about with his friends, chilling, going out. I mean, you can tell him nothing. I mean, I tell him things because now, me and my dad we talk like that. I can tell him things like, listen, what are you doing with that woman? That's your wife. That's the mother of your children, kind of thing. So we can like call him out on things. But when we're younger, you cannot even approach my dad with like that. It was like a manly man. He was very controlling, very mean, very wretched. Words right. Very like typical African man, very abusive in many ways, verbally, emotionally. And I say he knows that, you know. So she stayed for that reason. A lot of the things, this work that I do here with a lot of courage, I do it in honor of my mom, in honor of my mother, in honor also of my children, to see and know what red flags are when they're in relationships. So it's not culturally or societally accepted ways of just contouring, that's the word, twisting yourself up into a pretzel to be or keep a marriage or keep a relationship. If it's not working, if you see the pattern, watch the patterns. Nothing like what, just tune. I once had this mentor. I wish he's still available to be my mentor, Dr. Peacock. I could never forget. It's like, if you're watching a YouTube video or podcast or whatever, and somebody's talking, and you really want to observe what that person is or what their behavior patterns are, let's just turn the volume down, right? Two people are like conversing. If it's going to turn into something crazy, tone it down. Just observe and watch it, and you see it. And it's so true. Even that analogy, comparing that to relationships. If you want to see what men think or what they want, just chat it and watch their patterns, how they treat people around them, the secretary, how they yell at people in the valet parking, in the parking lot, in the restaurants, at their jobs. How do they treat the people beneath their administrative assistant? Do they give them courtesy? How do they reply to these emails? How do they treat children? How do they treat like people they perceive to be below them? That will tell you what they are. So she stayed, she suffered, she endured. These are the words that came out of her mouth. And these are common words that go out of the mouths of many women who have stayed in marriages for years, especially African marriages. They put up with, they stayed, they tolerated the bullshit, they endured, they suffered, they were silenced. They have to be a certain way in order to make it work. So and they have to be, by the way, they have to be not be cheating. So if a woman cheats, the man will just leave. If a man cheats, you're supposed to just forgive and let go, and once again make the marriage work. I'm not saying this is all men, but there's majority of men who think this way. Men are able to compartmentalize their different aspects of life, right? So the movie goes, act, think like a man, act like a woman. I think that's the title. Or it can be the reverse. So they compartmentalize in a way where they'll keep that good girl woman in the house, have the babies, because they know, okay, this woman is not going to cheat on me. Because they know if they cheat on me, that's a big insult to their ego. They will leave. once again, the reverse is true. If they cheat, or the expectation is that they will cheat and they can have their cake, and they can eat their cake and eat it too, right? So in that mindset, right, depicted from some of these videos, is the fact that the woman has to really be able to be amiable, be long suffering, be able to be flexible, be submissive. That's the other word I'm looking. So long suffering, submissive, endure. So SSE. See, that's the acronym SSE. Just put it on your mirror. So submissive, long suffering, enduring, make it work, tolerate, forgive, even if it's unforgivable. And then also contribute to the bills 50-50. Of course, why would it be not 50-50? So you're paying the bills, the woman, you're tolerating. They're not doing any of the heavy lifting, like things like taking the kids to appointments, to the activities, to school conferences, to PTA meetings. If you live in my part of the world, we have conferences. I can't remember what it's called in Ghana or Africa, but you go conferences like every couple months while the kids are in. You meet with the teacher, they tell you how the kids are doing, blah blah blah. When the kids get sick, you're the woman who calls out to stay home with the children. You lose out on money. Sometimes a lot of women end up not working, putting their career or their education on the back burner, or working part-time just so they can sacrifice that time to take care of the kids. It is good though to take care of the kids. This is why I'm teaching this thing. Women, be wise, be smart, be in the driver's seat. Decide, okay, we're gonna have 2 kids or 3 kids. That's what you, the woman, can tolerate. If this man drops dead today, is not available, has switched up on you, has run away with the side kid, that's compartmentalized, where you the woman, the good girl, you're home, and they have the side chick and the jump off chick, and they want to keep it because they want to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? What can you tolerate? What is your bandwidth? So decide that and make those agreements in firm, black and white. Don't just be like, oh, we talked about it. No, I found that and I learned that the hard way. Being that nice girl doesn't work, and doesn't work with this man, because they compartmentalize these things. They'll keep you in the home. They'll keep you subdued, silenced, while they go about cheating, having the side chicks and the jump offs and the down low and all the mixes of it, and bringing you all kinds of sicknesses. When you are the one going to church crying over the pastor, help me, my marriage ain't working, this and that and the other. The pastor is tired. It's like, I'm tired. You call, they're like, I'm not picking up that phone. No Sarah again calling me for counseling. It's going to waste me 2, 3, 4 hours of my time trying to do this counseling. They're not even going to say crazy. They are full of craziness. Learn this the hard way. It's not just about prayer, but it's about practicality. And this is why it's so important for some of these things to be taught in church. But of course, some of these churches also want to keep the women coming in their brokenness and vulnerability, so they don't teach us these things in church. It's a business, of course, but you have to see it for what it is, women, and take the right decisions. Have the paperwork, have the legal backing before you settle in. It might seem extreme, but make sure you are preserving yourself, your money, your bag, your future, and the future of your children is so important. Listen to this auntie who has learned it the hard way, so you're not working backwards. But thank God for intuition. Thank God for my mother's voice in my head, because I would have been in not a good place. But I thank goodness that I listened to my intuition. I listened to the voices that are off. I listened to mentors that were ahead of me. I was willing to have those mentors ring that in my ears. Your education, your career, your business, don't play with it. Don't play with the bag. All right, I'll not keep rumbling. On that note, bye.